AGC Career Hub. Today we are going to talk about four most important ideas in workplace safety. They all connect to form a simple, powerful way of thinking that can prevent accident before they happen. We will talk about hazard, risk, controls, and the hierarchy of controls. Let's start it. First, what is hazard? The word hazard might sound like a technical word, but its meaning is actually very simple. A hazard is anything that has the potential to cause you harm. Let me say that again. Anything with the potential to cause harm is called hazard. The key word here is potential. It means the danger is possible. It's the source of the danger waiting to happen. So here is the most important thing to remember, and it's the part people often get wrong. A hazard is the thing or situation itself. It is not about how bad the outcome might be. And this is really crucial part to be kept in mind. A hazard exists even if no one is around. Let me give you a perfect example to make this crystal clear. Imagine you are walking through a warehouse or a kitchen and you see this, a spill of oil on floor. Now, is anyone slipping on it right now? No. Has anyone been hurt by it yet? No. But does it have the potential to cause harm? Absolutely yes. Therefore, that spill of oil on the floor is the hazard. It's the source of the danger. The hazard exists the moment the oil hits the floor, whether a person is there to see it or not, whether someone has slipped through it or not. That hazard still exists. So let's wrap it up. A hazard is the source of potential harm. It's the thing or situation itself, and it exists on its own even when no one is exposed to it. Remember that spell. In the next slide, we will talk about what happens when that hazard meets a person. Now we have learned that a hazard is something with the potential to cause harm, like that spill of oil on the floor. But now a new question comes up. Is that oil spill always equally dangerous? The answer is no, and that's where our new concept risk comes in. So what is risk? Risk is the combination of two things: the likelihood that someone will be harmed by the hazard, the severity of the harm that could occur. In simple terms, risk asks two important questions. How likely is it that someone will get hurt? And if they do, how badly could they be hurt? Think of risk as a scale. On one side, you have likelihood. On the other, you have severity. Together, they give you the full picture of the risk. Let's go back to our example to see this in action. Remember our hazard, the oil spill. Now let's assess the risk. First, likelihood. Is this a quiet, deserted storage room that nobody ever goes into? Or is it a main walkway in a busy kitchen where people are constantly walking back and forth? If it's a busy area, the likelihood that someone will slip is high. Secondly, about severity, if someone does slip, what's the most worst condition that could happen? Could they just get a little muddy, or could they fall hard, hit their head on the floor, and suffer a serious unconsciousness or a broken bone? In this case, the potential severity of the injury is also high, so the risk from this oil spill is high. It's not just a hazard anymore, it's a high risk situation because it's very likely to happen and the consequences could be very serious. Now imagine if that same spill was in a corner of an empty parking lot. The hazard is the same, but the risk is much lower because the likelihood of someone slipping on it is very low. So to recap, hazard is the source of danger, which in this case was the oil spill. Risk is the chance and consequence of that danger causing harm, high likelihood and high severity of a fall. Understanding the difference between these two ideas will help you in safety profession. It will help you how to fix things first so that it won't repeat again. Now, when we know that a hazard is the source of a danger and risk measure how likely and how severe the harm could be, we need to fix it. And that's where our third and most powerful concept comes into play, the control. A control is any action, measure, or device we put in place to eliminate a hazard or reduce a risk. Think of it as the solution of the problem. It's the thing we actually do to make the situation safer. Control comes in all shapes and sizes, but they all have one job. Some aim to eliminate the hazard entirely, while other works on reducing either the likelihood of an accident or the severity of the injury. Let's see how this works with our ongoing example of oil spill. We have our high risk situation, a slippery oil spill in a busy area. So what are our controls? First, we protect people immediately. We put up a wet floor sign or cordon of the area. This is a control that reduces the likelihood of someone slipping by warning them and keeping them away. But that's a temporary fix. The hazard is still there. So the most important control is to clean up the aisle and clean the floor thoroughly so that the hazard is eliminated altogether. This action, cleaning it up, is the best kind of control. It does not just manage the risk, it eliminates the hazard itself. The aisle is gone, the danger is gone, the risk is now zero. So let's look at the complete picture. We started with the hazard, the aisle spill itself. We assessed the risk, high likelihood and high severity of a slip and fall. And now we implemented the control, the sign, the barrier, and finally cleaning it up. Controls are the final crucial steps. They are the action that turn a dangerous situation into a safe one. They are how we protect each other. So in the next slide, we will explore the different types of controls, hierarchy of controls, and how to choose the best one. Hierarchy of control. Hierarchy of control is the step-by-step system that ranks control from the most effective to the least effective. Think of it as a priority list. Our ultimate goal is always to get as high up on this list as possible. Why? Because the control at the top are more reliable and protect people and property more thoroughly. Let's walk through each level, and I will use a very common workplace example, controlling the risk from a very noisy machine. First and always the most effective, elimination. This is basically removing the hazard entirely. So for our noisy machine, elimination means, can we simply get rid of the machine? Can we stop using it altogether? If we can, the hazard is gone forever. This is the most effective control. But if we cannot get rid of the machine entirely, we go to the next level down, which is substitution. This is replacing the hazardous thing with something safer. So we can replace the noisy machine with a newer, quieter model. We have still got the job done, but the risk is much lower. The louder machine is swapped for a quieter one. Now, if we cannot substitute it, we look at the next level, which is engineering control. Engineering control are physical changes that isolate people from the hazard. For the noise, this could mean building a soundproof enclosure or a barrier around the machine. The hazard is still there, but people are separated from it. If engineering control are not fully possible, we move to the next one, which is administrative control. Administrative control change the way people work. This includes limiting the amount of time a worker spends near the noisy machine, creating strict schedules, or putting up warning sign. It's a step in the right direction, but it relies on human behavior and procedure. Finally, and this is the least effective line of defense, PPE, personal protective equipment. This is equipment worn by worker to protect them. In this case, that means providing worker with earplugs or ear muff. Now, why is PPP at the bottom? Because it does not remove the hazard. The noise is still dangerously loud. It relies on the worker to wear it correctly every single time. If the earplugs fall out or is not fitted properly, the protection is gone. So the strategy is clear. Our first thought should always be, can we eliminate this hazard? If not, can we substitute it with a more safer one? And so on down the list. PPP is the important, but it should be our last resort and line of defense, not our first. This hierarchy of control is our guide to making smarter, safer choices. It pushes us to find permanent solutions, not just temporary fixes. Thanks for learning this powerful strategy. Use it well.
Thank you for watching HSE Career Hub. Please like, share, subscribe this video.